And welcome back to Chapter 9 of the My Pokemon Academia crossover What If. Last time, Deku and the gang had encountered All Might and a group of turf warring, territorial, battling Duraludon and Tyrannitars. And ultimately, Deku was able to help All Might with his confidence issues and give him a returned lease on being a champion. So like getting that epic smash deck, Johto Smash. I love doing that part. But yeah, and then gifted Deku and Eevee. Now, what that Eevee's going to turn into, don't worry, we'll get to that eventually. But for now, we are now entering Sweetvale Farms. Sweetvale Farms is basically the stop at the in-between point between their next gym badge and the previous gym badge. Going to Nightreach City, which we will find out who the gym leader is of that in this chapter. Spoilers. But more importantly, they're here visiting the farm. Now, I mean, they're enjoying the sights. Think of, I believe it's Pony Farm in Sun and Moon, the place where Kyowe lives. But think of it a lot more expansive, nowhere near as like Western, just large fields of like corn, sugarcane, fruits. It's just giant orchards, pretty much as far as the eye can see for a little while. It's huge. And they're just marveling. It's like, this place is amazing. Yeah, it is. Like, it really is something. It really is something. It's like, and then all of a sudden they hear a little debate. Say, I don't want to try it. Oh, come on, man. It's delicious. Sino will shut up and say, oh, my family makes it fine. I'll try it. I'm now going to go, oh, actually, okay, this actually really is good. And they see a group of kids. They're on their age. Now, give me 1 second. Which group is this now? Yep. I figured it was. They see a boy who's pretty normal looking. I mean, he kind of has a soy sauce face. One guy who's got these big lips, but pretty tall, muscular, offering a very smaller kid with hair that looks like purple balls. It's this snags like, and it's like, yeah, okay, it's really good. See some more people across the way, kind of interacting, and it's he sees a guy who looks like he's got multiple limbs, but it's hard to tell. Another guy who's appears like he has almost a tail, and then one girl who's almost looks like she's transparent. Now, her name is, I believe, Toru, if I'm not mistaken. The actual girl, I had to write that down. 1 second here. Where are you? Want to have her name. Yeah, Toru. And this Toru's not actually invisible. She is for some reason she's very, not even pale. She is somewhat translucent for some reason. The reason for that would just be heritage of coming from a line of people whose ancestors, whatever Pokemon they kind of resemble, seem to be somewhat transparent themselves. And there are transparent Pokemon, so take that for what it is. And it's like, well, why are so many appears to be trainers around here? I wonder. It's like, oh, that's obvious, Midoriya. They're here for the festival. It's like, the festival, and there is Ida and Ochako or Uraraka there, and with another person, this slightly feminine-looking boy, just Toyayama, I believe his name is I can't stop sparkling. And they're sitting there like, Ida or Rebecca, what are you doing? Is it, we're here for, like I said, we're here for the festival. It's like, festival? It's like yeah, festival. Sue would be festival. It's like, yes. Throughout the year, festivals are held at throughout poignant times to help encourage the continued growth of trainers and to think words here, Brent, and to honor the tradition of the league battle or the Pokemon League. So basically these happen, and in all the spots in certain locations in the region there are these large stadiums. One as Ida points to is right there, and they're amazed they didn't notice it. It is a relatively large stadium. um, relatively large stadium, and it's right outside of town. So I'm like, how do we miss that? Oh, there's not one that's there, and around some major points in this country, there are major stadiums. I'm sure you noticed the Pokemon League Stadium in UA, but also there's some near other places, such as getting names here. Hosu City, note that name, Hosu City, and one near where's the Dragon City? Oh, Drake Eye City. So yes. Um, so yes, that is the case. That there are tournaments that are held around here. It's like, oh wow, well, how do we need to qualify? It all depends. It all depends on what time, which tournament's going on. This is the beginners tournament, so anyone can really participate. But as the tournaments get progressively happen further in the year, it's limited only to those who are actually taking the gym challenges and who have received a certain amount of badges at that point. It's like, awesome. That sounds cool. She said, we should participate. So you want to participate too? I think I'm good. You think you can participate? You think you can just walk in here and do whatever you want, Deku? And then Midoriya's just, oh no. I should have guessed. And there he is, Bakugo and Kirishima and Mina. And they're both like, oh, we're so sorry about this. Like, so you think you're just going to be able to step up and just show the world that you're some tough guy, huh? Don't forget what happened the last time you tried to step up. I mopped the floor with you. It's not like you. Besides, it's probably the only one you could even participate in anyway. I doubt you come far enough. I doubt you come anyways. And he shows off that he doesn't have 2 badges. He's got 3 badges. He already came from Night Reach City. He's in with the Erasure badge. Hint, hint, who the gym leader for that town is. With the Erasure badge. And is like, and Deku's just like, yeah, I might not. You're right. I don't have 3 badges, Bakugo. But and then he shows off. I still got 2 though. Into which Bakugo is just whatever. Fine. If you really think you're hot shit, Deku, fine. Well, we can settle this in the tournament. So yeah, it's just like, why can't they get on? I don't know. I mean, I think Midoriya is really cool for being able to handle such a cruddy guy like that most of the time. And Uraraka sees Asui just looking at, kind of admiring Deku for that. It's like, yeah, he really is a great guy, isn't he? Yeah, he really is special. And quickly they kind of see, like, Now, Uraraka admittedly only met Deku the one time, but she definitely kind of thought he was cute and definitely kind of liked him a little bit. But ultimately, it's a matter of, should she be jealous? She could be. Maybe she wanted a chance next time she saw him. So they're kind of just eyeing each other up. Saying, well, I mean, the tournament, if you want to register for the tournament, you better hurry soon. It's actually starting in a few hours. Like, really? Oh, God. And then you goes to register. Asui sits this one out. Oh, excuse me. Asui sits this one out. But, Shinso and Deku are like, yeah, let's go. Why don't we do it? So, cut to, 1 second. I want to get an image ready for this. There we go. And there we go. I just had it prepared. So, they basically get ready. All the combatants who are participating go to the stadium. Stadium pretty much looks like UA, like it did in the sports festival. Just, smaller, more compact. And all of a sudden you get the voice of the one and only, yeah, what's up, my fanboys and fangirls out there? It's your favorite Algamon MC, Matt, the present Mike. Can I get a yeah? And luckily it's a crowd. In this case, it's a crowd ready for battle. No, President Mike couldn't really pump anyone up during the exam, like the entry exams. But when it came to the UA festival, different story entirely. It's like, yeah. So everyone is now getting ready. So let me explain the rules of this one. Each tournament is slightly different from the next. It's slightly different next. You notice I'm not being quite as loud. My impression my dad's trying to sleep upstairs. With next, this will be the single match. This one will be single matches. The single matches 1-on-1 until we have a definitive winner. At the end, you will receive a special prize. From today's judges. They may represent the Night Reach City gym leader. I'll be honest, I actually forget Aizawa's last name, but or first name. Is it first name or last name is that Aizawa? 1 second, I want to check that. Aizawa. Okay, it's Shota Aizawa. Okay, Aizawa. Shota Aizawa! Tell your adoring fans a little bit about yourself and why you're here, and give them some words of encouragement. Aizawa's just like, look, I'd rather be asleep right now, or at least doing my job. I'm only here because I have to be. So look, try to make it interesting and try not to make me fall asleep. All right? Yeah! Not only do we have Isaiah here, but we'll have a special guest later on in the program. But for now, let's get this party started. As basically he says that, a skinny blonde man sits down and says, "Oh, so you're here all night? How you been, Aizawa? Can't really complain that much, though it's a pain to be here. Believe me, I'm not necessarily a fan of it myself, but these kids are the future, so it's important that we give them a chance." It's like, yeah, future, whatever. Yeah, I guess that's important. Plus, it will be interesting to see how many of these kids who haven't come to my gym, what kind of mon they have on their team. It's like, that is true. Tell me, you got your eyes on anyone specific? All Might doesn't tries not to let on. I was like, maybe one or two. Yes, All Might obviously is planning to show up for the winner ceremony like he did in the original. Or like he did in the sports festival. So the first match is up. Ida Ishida? No, it's Ida. Oh crap! What is Ida's last name? Tenya Ida. That was it. Tenya Ida versus Izuku Midoriya. There'll be one-on-one matches. It's like, are you ready, combatants? Choose your Pokemon. Let's get this party started. Midoriya, I wish you good luck, but note that I will not be going easy on you. I won't be going easy on you either, Ida. It's like, very well. I choose you, Tyrogue. Boing, Tyrogue. And then Ida's Pokemon is Ponyta. Now, again, obviously, by the way, you will be getting basically a little bit of each battle between each of the combatants, and that's mostly to give us a little bit of fun and to show off a little bit of some of the teams they have, and why I chose them. With Ida, I did choose primarily Pokemon that are fast. Obviously, Ida's quirk is a speed-based physical quirk, so I wanted to choose Pokemon that are fast. Ponyta is notoriously fast. So the fight begins. Begin! So Tyrogue opens up with a fake out, which again causes Ponyta to flinch, but Ponyta immediately comes in afterwards with a flame charge as he's using focus energy to try to get a solid hit in. Coming in again with Ember, he does burn Tyrogue, and Tyrogue is feeling the burn, so to speak. Unfortunately, he is able to counteract and hit with a Brick Break, which does knock Ponyta off its head. Unfortunately, Ponyta is not giving up and comes in with another flame charge. It's like, sorry, Midoriya, but every time that Ponyta uses flame charge, it gets faster. You will not be able to keep up with Ponyta any longer. I'm sorry, but this is over. Now, Ponyta, finish it. One more flame charge. Like, Tyrogue, you can do it. And then all of a sudden, Tyrogue starts to glow and evolves into Hitmontop. Whoa, we had an evolution in the ring, folks. Looks like Tyrogue evolved into Hitmontop. The hardest of the three evolutions to get Hitmontop is a balanced fighter and lethal with its kicks. It's like, all right, Hitmontop triple kick. As Tony Talk comes in, Hitmontop lands 3 different kicks and, knocks Ponyta. Like, that is most impressive. And to have your Pokemon evolve right then and there, I couldn't have asked for a better opponent or a rival. A very good match indeed. Thanks, Ida. You were good too. It looks like I'll be facing either Uraraka or Bakugo in the next match. Indeed. It does not look like it'll be easy for you. And give me 1 second here. I want to just try to get these images out of the way. Now, why did I choose Hitmontop as the evolution? I could have chose Hitmonchan. Would have made as much sense. I could have chose Hitmonlee. Would have actually made just as much sense. One using kicks, one using punches, as both Deku does. The thing about Hitmontop is just more designed for like, what's the best way to put it? Its design makes it look more like a Deku type fighter than say a Hitmonlee does, and it doesn't prevent it from using punches either, which Hitmonlee doesn't learn. So ultimately, I think Hitmontop was the best choice for Deku's Pokemon. Next, we get into round. Now we are on to our next match. Round number 2. We have Katsuki Bakugo versus Ochaku Uraraka. begin. It's like, okay, Chingling, I choose you. Now Chingling comes out in the field for Uraraka. With Uraraka, I had to choose Pokemon that fit her, basically her gravity manipulating abilities. And yes, ultimately that is Chingling. So Pokemon that are psychic or can levitate all fit that. Baku's like, that's really the best you got. This is gonna be a piece of cake. Go Voltorb. Obviously, the explosion, a Pokemon that literally self-destructs, clearly fit the bill here. Bakugo and her begin the fight. Bakugo starts out with an Electro Ball. Chingling is hit, but manages to hit Voltorb with a yawn. Voltorb hits with Sonic Boom, and just as Voltorb is about to fall asleep, Chingling lands an Astonish. Unfortunately, the Astonish hits Voltorb just as he's about to fall asleep, which wakes up Voltorb, who then hits it with a Charge Beam and knocks Chingling out. Voltorb is noted. My God, that was brutal. Voltorb was particularly ruthless. And then Baku is just now staring at Midoriya. He's like, "You're next, Midoriya." I was like, it seems those two have a little bit of a bad blood. Yes, from what I understand, they're rivals in school. Young Baku seems to mock Midoriya for some reason. Yeah, it's like, he was no slouch in our match, that's for certain. He gave me a good bout. It's like, I see he already got the badge from you. Impressive indeed. Next up, Shinzo, name I can't remember, versus Kirishima. Are you ready to begin? I got this. I got this. Go, Swak! Now, with Kirishima, we haven't really seen any of his Pokemon until now. Kirishima is definitely, because of his Harden quirk, I wanted to choose both, but his manliness and, main hand-to-hand combat style, I wanted to choose a decent combination of hard-type Pokemon like Rock and Steel, but fighting-type Pokemon as well. So Swak really stood out to me as one that I felt he needed to have on his team. No, we're not going to see him also have Throw because it just doesn't fit his style of fighting, but Swak definitely. It's like, very well, Inkay, I choose you. It's like, no, this is going to be easy. So Swak comes in, tries to it uses super energy. Shinzo holds Kirishima. What did I write here now? Swak tries to use a double kick. Inkay dodges, uses a hypnosis straight out. Swak falls asleep, and then he basically uses a couple stab beats and knocks Swak out. I realized when I wrote this part of the chapter that I wrote a mistake. I said he chose Duskull, which would have been like, there's nothing he could have done against Duskull, but I wanted to at least give Kirishima a shot. Unfortunately, didn't work out so well for Kirishima. Next up, it's like, oh man, that was no cool for Kirishima and Swak. Next up, we have Toyama, which if I can't sparkle. I can't remember if that's his actual name. I believe that's what it is. Toyama and Mina Shido. Are you ready? Forgive me, mademoiselle, but this is going to be the end for you. It's like, advance next round. I mean, it's just like, yeah, we'll see about that weird guy. So he says, Carbon, go! Show them how you sparkle. Obviously, with him, I wanted to choose Pokemon that were shiny. Or illustrated like his laser ability. And then Mina says, like, all right, so Viper, I choose you. Meanwhile, in the stands, people are commenting, these new crops of trainers are quite impressive indeed. He's like, I know. I mean, look how strong they are. I mean, oh, what's going on? So Viper's hitting with a Poison Tail, just knocks Carbink right out. It's like, oh, my poor little Carbink. Yeah, don't diss the poison types. Obviously, with Mina, her main Pokemon are going to be poison types, just because of her acid. Makes complete sense in my opinion. Next up we get Toru versus who did I have for Toru? Shota. Sugar Rush, as he's known as by his hero name. Versus Shoto, though he prefers Sugar Rush. All right, begin! And Kecleon, go! Obviously a Pokemon that is claimed to be able to turn invisible. I go that route for her. With him, I chose a Pikachu because of a Alolan Raichu. Now, will he get a Alolan Raichu? Yes, and I chose that simply for the fact that it makes the most sense. Apparently, he supposedly loves pancakes, all that. And the easy way to go about that is saying that this Pikachu he got was a gift from Alola. So their fight goes on, and basically now we're not going to be getting too much into what's actually happening in the fights. We're just going to be saying who kind of comes out on top with that. So after a little back and forth, because it's more about basically what's happening in the foreground and showing off a little bit of the teams rather than what's happening in the battles. So they're duking out. Pikachu hits with electric attack. Calculon changes type because that's what it does. But ultimately, Pikachu does pull out the win. It's like, oh man, that was brutal as well. Like we said, quite the amazing crop this year, indeed, huh? So, yep, quite amazing indeed. How many of these kids have you actually beaten? It's like, well, let's our fought so far. Well, let's see here. There was the Ferberletti kid down there. He lost. He's gonna have to try again. Bakugo actually managed to beat me. And then there was the kid with electric hair. So yeah. Speaking of, now Mineta versus Kaminari. Begin. Mineta sends out Shuckle. Now, Shuckle, why did I choose that for Mineta as one of his members of his team? Well, he is known as Grape Rush. He looks like he's grape. He's got the grape. And the whole idea is for Shuckle, you put berries in it for a while. They sit, and it makes a juice, a great juice. So, for some reason, that in my head fit. When it comes to Kaminari, that one was a lot easier to figure out. I just gave him Elekid because it's electric type, and yeah. So, I was like, all right, Elekid, let's do this. And then literally 10 seconds later, Elekid's beaten by a Shuckle because Kaminari just is too up his own butt with his own hype, unfortunately. It's like, really? Awesome! Quick, but brutal. Next, we have Jiro versus Shota, which I believe that's his name, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, the guy who can talk to animals. Shota, yeah, let's see what you guys got. Shota sends out his first Pokemon, Raticate. Now, Shota is an interesting case because, honestly, his ability doesn't translate well to Pokemon in a sense that there's no one specific Pokemon I could see really fitting him, whereas others I could see specific Pokemon fitting them. However, because he talks to animals, all of his Pokemon it's not like, say, Ghost type or Steel type that don't have an animal basis, like a Magnemite or a Ghastly. No, they're all based on animals, and particularly wildish animals. Animals you could just find in nature. So, Raticate! And Jiro sends out Aloudrin. Obviously, a sound-based Pokemon for her makes complete sense, especially ears. And then, basically, it's basically she wins that fight. And it comes down to, all right, I know you get restless for getting to the next round, but we got one more round before the next round of matches. Let's give it up for Shoto Todoroki and his personal challenger, Tokiyama. Tokiyama, and I honestly can't remember his name. So Tokiyama sends out Murkrow, obviously to reference Dark Shadow. Whereas Shoto sends out, he's like, go, Bergmite, and begin! Oh, all right, Murkrow, go, Peck Attack. And Bergmite's just standing there, Shoto's just like, Icy Wind. And then the Icy Wind isn't just powerful, because of the ice type against the ice, or the flying, but it's also just, it's similar to this, like it's an overpowered Bergmite. It's like all of his Pokemon are, for some reason, overpowered. What just happened? It's like, whoa, that Totoro seems Endeavor's son is quite the impressive trainer indeed, taking after his old man. I can't wait for the next round. But I don't want to miss young Bakugo or Midoriya. So I'm just going to use the restroom real quick. It's like, yeah, whatever, I'll be here. So there's a little bit of a there is a little bit of a delay, and saying, all right, moving on to the next round. Oh, I better get here quick. We have Bakugo versus Midoriya. Fate, match, destiny, or fate? You decide. It's like, aren't those the same thing? Either way. So, they get ready to face off. It's like, this won't be Prepare to get prepare to get your ass whooped, loser. It's like, it's not going to be like the last time, Bakugo. And it's like, judges, are you ready? And on my mark, you can. And all of a sudden, something's going on. The wind's starting to blow a more, and all of a sudden, a portal opens up. Notice that I'm saying a portal. Where is a portal coming from? Not going to tell you where the portal's coming from right now, but it does look like it has a gold ring around it. If you know Pokemon, hint, hint. But out of it comes a group of individuals. What's going on here? No, this can't be. Oh, we're sorry to interrupt, but we're here to cause a little fun of our own. So tell me, where's All Might? The League of Villains has arrived, and that is where we're ending Chapter 9. So thanks for watching. I know this one was definitely a little bit more clumsy. I'll admit that. But it's mostly because the battles weren't the key focus of this. A couple of the battles were, but the battles weren't the key focus of this particular episode. This was more setting up what was to come, League of Villains invading, and showing off a little bit of the teams in my mind. So anyway, thanks for watching, though. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, what if, anything you do in the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.